Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot him in the head.
What's going on, everybody? It is November 4th. We just made it to Ohio. Roy, myself, and Bailey met up with our buddy Jake. Had an awesome hunt in PA the other week and figured might as well go try somewhere new. So we're in a whole new area of Ohio. We just got here a little bit ago. We're gonna go do a speed scout on one of these little pieces. We've seen one truck out so far. It's a little warmer, but really our plan is to just run through this pretty quick, see what we can find, and try to hit a couple places before dark tonight, and then maybe just drive around last light and see if we can see. There's a lot of pocketed areas here, smaller public. There's some bigger chunks. There's some ag, you know, on the outskirts. So anyway, let's go see what we can find. Roy's got his wife beater on. That's how cold it is. Wife beater in full force today.
I made scrape there.
Digging holes. Crossing right here, making scrapes and then laying in them. That's like probably a 200-pound buck that just matted it down when he laid there. What's a big one in here?
Oh yeah, pull up closer than that, boys.
What are we gonna do if one of those things walks by? I'm gonna shoot that thing tomorrow.
It's a goat!
Look at that filly. Oh, she's hot.
She's laying down for
He
us.
wants to fight us.
Yeah, you might want to peel out. He's about to ram us.
I didn't think we did. I wonder if our tag's good for exotics.
Not sure. That's something we might need to call the DNR about.
I hope that thing just comes dogging that goat doe down the trail tomorrow and just boink. Welcome to Ohio, I guess.
It's a campground, right? Yeah, that's what the guy is with the camper.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's hunting that whole piece.
Like running a race where you sing. I keep it coming like this a buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the craze. Never gonna fumble it. I get the bag and I run with it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it.
Alright, we just got set up a little bit ago. We waited till basically gray light to come in here because we weren't really sure how we wanted to get in here. It definitely took a little bit, but we also didn't have a tree picked out, so we wanted to make sure we could set up. There's pockets where it's super thick, and I think we're in a really good tree. We got that scrape that's right in the saddle at like 15 yards right here. Everything just, we're basically dead nuts in the middle of the saddle. Got a drain back off to our kind of northwest-ish. It's warm today. It's gonna be like 85, so I don't think it's a spot that we're gonna see a lot of deer. I think it's a spot that if we see a deer, there's a pretty dang good chance it's a buck, and he's gonna come right through this and hit this scrape and then keep on working his merry way. That's kind of all the sign we found in here yesterday. It didn't seem like there's a pile of deer in here. There's definitely a decent amount of doe bedding along this drain. It's just a really good cruising area, and this ridge just kind of wraps around this whole bowl. So, and all the sign just follows this ridge right around, and then it makes perfect sense for a buck to come right through here. We got a real nasty thick drain right back here to our east. So yeah, I don't know how long we'll sit for a while, see what happens, and either get down and go scout and sweat our butts off, or hopefully we got a good reason to just stay in here. So we'll definitely sit till probably noon at the earliest. It's not, I think this is more of a, 10 to 1 type spot. So we'll see. November 5th, so it doesn't really matter what the weather is. It just kind of makes it less enjoyable for us. But at least there's a breeze. Right, buck right here, right here. I'm not sure what's gonna be right back here. See how we can spin. Kill him. first saw him, I thought he was, the way the sun was hitting his antlers, it like kind of made him like disappear, you know, and like the stuff. You know, I guess that's a confidence booster, huh?
You kidding me?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Comes cruising.
I mean, that's what we set up for.
That's exactly what we set up.
I mean,
just hoping our wind kind of was blowing over the top of them.
yeah, it all settled down right there too, and I think that's what got us. We're gonna scoot out of here and go hit another piece, potentially hunt either this evening or tomorrow. I think we're gonna come back in here and definitely hunt the last 2 days when that wind dies down a little bit. I was pretty rough in here today with how heavy the winds are gonna be, and they're supposed to pick up to like 35 miles an hour, so I don't think it's gonna do us any good. So.
It's a steep one.
I mean, if it was the only way, we would do it. But the cool thing is it's not the only way.
Exactly, yeah.
Whew. I highly doubt anybody's coming up in here, especially on a day like today, unless you're absolutely out of your mind.
Like us?
Yes. I'm pretty confident that was like a big bug.
Yeah.
Like,
I can see its body.
I saw one side. I could see, yeah,
here,
right.
so.
His body looked huge.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know for sure, but like, I saw one side of his rack and it was like significant. Oh, we did it somehow. That other spot was a bust. This was not. But it sucked in a different way. I don't know if I want to hunt in there. Hey, look at my 6-pack. Do you see? You can see that? What's that? 2, 4, 6? That ain't from rolls.
8, brother.
2. Well, yeah, 6 outside. That's 12. Just draw back on them when they're like, 15, 20. You hit them with a grunt. Got him.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Poof. I'm almost as wet as I could possibly be.
I'm wet through the seams. Do you get really bad knee sweat?
Yeah. When I wear like pants that are really tight on my knees.
It is crazy the amount that my knees and shins sweat. Now this spot is just getting into it. Too bad it ain't like 30 degrees colder. Feel real bucky out here. It just feels wet at the moment. This is how today's gonna go. We're either not gonna be hunting very long because it's gonna rain all day, or it's not gonna rain much and just gonna do this. Yesterday was our confidence booster. Tweaked it a little bit. We'll see. Hey, deer right here. Come up from the right. Pop. What is he, Roy? I can't really see him now. Like a 2.5-year-old pup. Decent enough to get us a Texas Roadhouse steak, you think, or what? You would? Oh yeah, he's a decent buck. Let's just see what he does. nuts, but it's so loud in here. Not a huge buck, but when I shoot, just keep on building the confidence. I made a risky move and pulled my rain jacket off when he was coming, so it was like, he just had this, he's probably 2.5, 3-year-old. Yeah. This freaking beech tree though, man. It's like, but he cut up just like he cut that same trail that one did yesterday. Is he a cowboy ribeye worthy? I mean, if we're going off those standards, everything's in trouble. Like, everything. Like Bailey, if he comes scout series, in trouble. So, we're sitting here and hemming and hawing about what we need to do. That buck walked like the same exact trail that one yesterday did. And we got this beech tree and we're trying to figure out, like, oh, can we toss paracord up over and pull some limbs down? And then we were just like, well, it might be a little pain in the butt to get into, but we could just get in it. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We should be like 3 yards there so we can shoot down into here. And Roy and I were talking about, like, this tree's perfect, it's in the perfect spot, but if we can't shoot right where they're crossing right there, they're like hugging, like if they're crossing right here, something would be perfect. But I mean, he walked step for step where that other buck did and then just went out that logging road. Had he come like the buck did yesterday, we would have shot him before he came to the logging road, and that's a really good possibility that that's going to happen. It's not something we necessarily want to give up.
But we're not giving it up.
So that's why that tree, this one, is probably going to be the best of both worlds. So we're going to get to getting, and 9 o'clock on the dot, pretty much that one came through. It seems like that's exactly when that one came through yesterday. So we'll, I mean, it's 20 yards, it's just no shot. Let's get down, get up, get down, get up. I got up, got down today, got up. Now we're gonna get down, then we're gonna get back up, and then eventually we'll get down. If you wanna just jump down, I'll just start dropping. Buck. Big buck, big buck, big buck. Don't move. Don't move. Might be able to kill this thing still. He's right going that way. If y'all remember me saying, you'll sit up in that tree and you'll hem and haw and worry about a buck cruising through while you're moving. Well, we hemmed and hawed a little bit, not very long. But if we weren't talking to you, we probably would have been up in the tree, but it's okay. It was just like a really big buck just came through when I was about to hang my platform, and he went behind some thick stuff, and I like tried to scurry down, but this beech tree is the definition of a terrible tree to try to do anything in. But it's a tree we need to be, and he just knew something was up, because I knew if I could get down and get my bow, like, we're probably gonna have a decent chance of shooting him off the ground. So.
Jan went to go ask this lady for permission here.
So the guy sends coordinates to where we're hunting, and then here we come to our other spot. And what, lo and behold, Sir Bailey Winch. Dude. And lo and behold, Bailey Winch didn't listen to me once again and say, hey, swing into that corner and ask permission.
Well, good for him. He's getting his...
Steal something from him.
That would be amazing. Steal his
Or
cooler.
leave a note. I don't know, dude. I mean, let's get back and talk about it, and we can go from there. About 200 yards from the pin I dropped him.
Okay.
In the bottom.
Yeah.
Where we told him to go.
Right. We said you might find one if you go back there.
Good
Like-
spot in there, huh?
Yeah, pretty nice, John.
Okay, in that pin.
I was right here.
Okay. Yep.
Shot him like right here,
And then
he went
back this way.
back this way. Did you leave the note on my truck?
Did I tell you what he did this morning? So this morning we're sitting in the
Dude,
tree.
this
I
was
thought
weird.
you were.
I was
messing with me.
100% being serious. I was
So
going there.
I get a text. He's like, I'm not really feeling this spot. I've got this other spot. It really gives me the feels. I'm gonna go in there. And he drops me the coordinates, and I like copy them and put them in the map, and it's like on my blue dot. And I'm like, he's got to be joking. Like he's joking.
Not, dude. I was
And
sitting
so
in the
I
tree
go,
looking.
what makes you really like this spot? And he's like, well, and he's like talking about all the stuff. He's like, that saddle's like way in the back there and stuff. And I was like, yeah, bucks definitely moved through there because one just did, because that's where we've been hunting.
And I thought he was joking. I'm like, yeah, okay. No, and he's like, no,
And
seriously,
then I
I'm
sent him a
sitting right here.
screenshot of the blue dot, like with. I was like, you think I'd be all right? Just she's like, he's in the RV. He'll be home. And I was like, you think it's all right for me to just go knock on the door? Like I'm like feeling out the situation because I know what it is. Yeah. So I pull in there. I'm like, all right, here we go.
I got nervous walking by there tonight.
Walk up, knock on the door. Immediately, these little yipper dogs.
Yeah.
And he's here. And I'm like, don't really understand it because the dogs are barking. Come on in! And I like open the door, and there is this old man, probably like in his 60s, wearing a tie-dye shirt with a beard, 2 chihuahuas. Like, I couldn't walk in there. Like there was like this much space, and then he was sitting on what looked like a truck, like bench seat. That
Was
he
it the
took out.
top camper or the bottom
It was
camper?
the RV. Like, on the top.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, how's it going? I'm John. I was like, hey, we're deer hunting, and we've been hunting. We're hunting this public, and I just was curious if you'd be all right if we came in through your stuff, make it a little easier. He's like, yes. I was like, okay. I was like, is there like anywhere that we need to like park to stay out of stuff? He's like, just go and breathe, park on the corner. I said, all right. And I'm looking at him, and he's got this tray with these baggies, like, baggies like this, and he's putting stuff in them and setting them aside. And I'm like,
What are we cooking up tonight?
bacon, some eggs, some maple sausage, some eggs from my chickens. I mean, everything off of the Lewis homestead here. And then we're gonna go hopefully find Bailey's buck. If we can move. We'll see. What you got there? Some hot sauce? That's actually...
That's crucial, dude.
I bought some at the
Hey.
store. So I knew we were
Good,
gonna
good
have
job
eggs.
on the hot sauce.
How hungry are you? Feels like an early one.
Yep.
Unfortunately, didn't get Bailey's buck last night, so we're a little later, but head back to the same ridge, see if we can't catch another cruiser for the 3rd day in a row. So, but on the way, Roy's gonna make us some sandwiches so we can eat something up there. Sound like a plan?
Yep.
We had a super late night last night. We didn't probably get to bed until 1 o'clock. We decided to try to get in here right at first light. Same spot we've been. We've seen 3 bucks. They were doing it on an 85-degree day. I think they'd be doing it on a day like today. So we'll see. Hopefully every deer we've seen it a buck every day at 9 o'clock. So. chasing or like spooking. Chasing. I could hear it like heavy feet. Boom, boom. Like a pretty decent buck. Yeah, pretty good. I bet you it's the one that we've been hearing in there all day. All day we keep hearing stuff down in there. We heard about what we thought was a buck making a rut. It's gonna wrap us up for our 3rd day of hunting, 4th day of being here. But we had the most action today, consistently throughout the day. I mean, it was pretty dead from, like 11 until about last light. It was still a good day. We sat all day. Definitely feeling like we sat all day. Just got all settled in. November 8th. Finally feels like just a really good morning. It's gonna be blue skies, crisp. You can tell it's gonna be a day that we just have rising pressure. As you can see, it's light out. We definitely were a little later today, but that 3-hour sleep night definitely hurt us yesterday, and we may have hit the snooze button once on the alarm, but it's okay. I don't think we missed out on anything, and I'll never know if we did. So this is, most of the action has seemed to be like between 9 and 11, and then obviously we had that buck later last night, but from 11 on it was dead. So the plan is we'll probably sit till noon, 12:30, pull down, and then we gotta head back to New York. So regardless of what happens today, it's been a pretty successful trip. Success isn't always determined by shooting one. We've got, we saw a shooter buck every single day, and dang near had a shooter buck in bow range every single day. So we just need one to do it. Now that exactly how they did it before, now that we got the tree dialed, took us a little bit to get the tree dialed, but it's just a game of hours and numbers. One will walk within bow range here. It's just whether we're gonna be here or not. Well, I think that's gonna wrap up our Ohio trip. I'm not disappointed at all. I don't think I've ever really been disappointed on a hunting trip, but like as far as opportunities and everything, I don't see how we could have had a better trip unless we killed one. So like that's the only thing that we didn't do, and you're not gonna kill them all the time. I've said it a bunch of times, but we were 18. I ranged the first tree we were in. We were 18 yards off of the perfect setup to kill. You know, we would have been done the first day if we were in this tree. We would have been done the second day if we were in this tree. It's not a tree that I would have ever picked, but it's the tree that we needed to be in to shoot what these deer are doing. For this, the way this property sets up, it's the rut funnel. I mean, there's crossings, there's drainage crossings and everything, but on a bigger scale, this piece of timber doesn't have a lot of saddles and everything like that. Like a lot of, you'll look at these ridges that are 3 or 4 miles long and there may be 5 or 6 saddles in them, and you know, drains coming off either side. With the block of timber around here, this is like the saddle. It just makes a lot of sense, and that was, you know, obvious the first day. I mean, it was obvious when we walked into here. It's different, you know, if we were in like a thick bottom or something and there's a bunch of does, but there's not a lot of deer in here. It's just a really good spot for deer to move through. It's a fun couple days. This was the best weather day and we saw absolutely nothing. So that's another thing to think about. Our best 2 days of hunting were the 2 crappiest weather days on this entire trip. 85 degrees and 75 degrees
and one day was
rainy. So like, you just gotta be out there and just have confidence in the spot, and whether you're hunting from the ground or whatever you like to do, just having that Roy and I were talking about just confidence, having confidence in what you're doing. And sometimes that's really hard when you sit in a spot and don't see anything. But all it takes is a couple seconds and it can turn around fast. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We got rifle opener next weekend in New York, rut camp in New England. I mean, it's rocking and rolling right now. Steve and Brett are headed to Alberta tomorrow. My season's been made twice already, so everything else is just kind of just a bonus at this point. But this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed seeing my buddy Jake, hanging out with Bailey. Unfortunately, Bailey hit one and we didn't end up recovering it. But that's part of it. So we're gonna get packed up, slide down out of here, walk back to the truck, and point it back east for the next adventure, which is gonna be sitting in a tent and drinking a bunch of beer before a rifle opener and just having a good time. So we hope you guys enjoy this one. If you do, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.